Welcome back, guys. So we are at the end of our series. If you are new here, I'm Evie, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with all of their branding needs, everything from web development, graphic, and print. So if you've been tuned in this month, I have been doing a series called So You Want to Start a Business that focuses on the complete novice starting their own business. And so for the past few weeks, we have answered questions about yourself, your business, and the industry you want to break into. And so you likely have some sense of whether or not starting a business is right for you or not. So now I'm sure you're asking, okay, so now where do I start? What is the first step? Well, let's jump right into those questions. Okay, so the hard truth is the first step to starting a business will definitely look different for everyone. So for those entrepreneurs providing a product, it may require sourcing materials and creating test products before starting the final version. For entrepreneurs providing a service, they may approach a gig work, first to establish like a body of work that they can use for later. Or even for those that already may have like a portfolio or gallery, they may need to define the scope of their services before taking additional steps. So how do you know what the right first step is for you? Well, the best recommendation I can give is for you to work backwards from your goals. This is one of many reasons why answering those questions laid out in the previous videos is so crucial. Knowing what your short-term and long-term goals are before starting a business can help you visualize and strategize working backwards from your goal to identify the actions that you need to take in order to get there. So, for example, suppose your short-term goal is simply create a listing of the products or services that you're selling. To achieve this goal, you can and you should reflect on your answers to some of the previous questions, like can you clearly communicate what you are selling? Great. If you can, then you have the substantive body of your product or service description. Have you thought about what platforms are best for selling your products? Great. Then you have a starting point where you may be able to make your first sale. Do you have a clearly defined target market? If not, you can visualize who an ideal customer would look like. And if so, then you can start to tailor your language of your listing to market to those individuals. Next, you want to break down goals into smaller tasks. So for more ambiguous goals, it can be helpful to break those goals down into concrete tasks. Ambiguous goals are goals that do not have clearly defined parameters or are not a concrete task themselves. So for example, suppose your goal is to make a sale, okay? So consider breaking this goal down into several different tasks that could help you achieve your goal. It is important to remember that you do not need to list every task that could help you make a sale. Rather, this is kind of meant to provide a starting point to get you closer to your goal than you were yesterday. One set of tasks might look like this. First, you want to create a product or service listing and post it to, I don't know, XYZ platform. Next, you would want to introduce yourself, like on social media or even in person to like local businesses. And then you can create a social media presence for your business. So those are like 3 examples, and we can even take those tasks and break it down further. So suppose you want to create a social media presence for your business, but you do not know where to start. One set of tasks might look like research how competitors are presenting themselves on social media. Another one could be visualize how I want to present my business on social media. And then you could do to actually create those social media business accounts. Another one could be, you Googling social media for business. Finally, Attach reasonable and attainable deadlines or time limits to your action tasks. Using the social media example I just gave, perhaps you want to allocate 1 hour um, each to task number 1 and 4. Researching competitors, social media presence, and Googling advice for your industry. So, in the case of the task numbers 1 and 4, either a time limit or deadline is appropriate if you have a sense of how long it may take you. And this is important to stay on task and really look towards those dates of completion. So for tasks where it's unclear how much time you need to complete, it may make more sense to set a deadline without a time limit. So for example, after task numbers 1 and 4, task number 2, which I think was visualizing your business on social media, may take 10 minutes to plan and draw out. For others, it may take much longer. So task number 3 is similar for those who are already comfortable with social media and creating the accounts, may simply take a few minutes, to do real quick. And so for those who are not as comfortable on social media, they may need a full week. I mean, you really have to just kind of break these things down and put them in their appropriate place and what's applicable to you. Okay, so next, starting your business in the wrong place is okay, because it is better than not starting at all. Keep that in mind, okay, guys? I think we are all way too hard on ourselves all the time. So, many of us, let uncertainty and the fear of failure prevent, us from taking meaningful actions towards pushing, our business forward. But instead, you want to embrace the fact that some steps you have outlined for yourself may not at all factor into how you accomplish your first goal. So, for example, maybe the first online selling platform where you list your products or services is not where your target audience is, located. Instead of considering it a failure, think of it as an opportunity to narrow your focus and research other platforms where you should be listing your products or services. So, guys, listen to me. No matter what type of business you start, there are going to be challenges. Some weeks will be, better and feel better than others. But by setting realistic expectations and goals for yourself, you are creating an opportunity to set yourself up for success. As an entrepreneur myself, I have been in your shoes and I am, ready to help you every step of the way. And if you guys have any questions, I love sharing my story, my trials and tribulations, also my success stories. So feel free to reach out. I am here for you guys. Come on, let's get going. Go ahead and start that business. Stop putting it off. Stop doubting yourself. You got this. All right. So as usual, tune in next week. And you guys have a blessed week. And listen, focus on getting going. Stop procrastinating. And I'll talk to you guys next Monday. Bye.